We are here at the 65th edition of the annual SIAM convention, and I have with me Nalinikanth Gollagunta, who is the CEO of M&M's Automotive division. Nal, to begin with, let's talk about two of the most recent and the biggest government interventions which will have a direct impact on the automotive sector. One is the GST revision. The other one is the E20 norms. Start off with the GST revision. Of course, across the spectrum, ICE vehicles will become more affordable. So that bodes well for your ICE vehicle park as well, portfolio. But in terms of the BEV side, as an industry, do you think that could also be a little bit of a, how do I say, disadvantage, considering that the price gap goes a little more, considering that the GST for EVs have remained same?
So yeah, firstly, thank you for having me here. So GST 2.0 is a landmark reform for us as an industry. So it's going to be hugely helpful for overall industry. Specifically from a BEV's perspective, if you look at it, firstly, we are happy that the rate has been kept at 5%. That's a commitment from the government that EVs are important and therefore it stays at 5%. That's a good place to be in. Yes, there's going to be a small reduction in terms of the arbitrage that you're talking about in terms of GST. But really the way we think about it is a customer choice that he needs to make. And we've always sold our vehicles in terms of the attractiveness of the vehicle, something you fall in love with, an object of desire to that extent. We've never sold it on TCO. So we are not as concerned about that the differential going down. You could have some customers who might look at it. But really, if you sell the right features, the born electric features we put out there, the software defined features we put out there, it's still something which is much ahead than what ICE vehicles can put out there. So we are quite hopeful that we'll continue to drive the kind of volumes we've driven in the EV portfolio, irrespective of what the GST situation is.
And talking about volumes, by the way, congratulations on the 20,000 milestone for the BEVs.
Thank you. We're at 22 now in terms of retails.
Oh, is it?
On that. Yeah, absolutely.
And how long do you think it will take you to reach the next 20?
We'll see where that goes. It's hard to speculate, but the way we think about it is we have a couple of more launches in store for us before the end of the year on the EV side. So we have a couple of more exciting options for a customer to choose from on the EV spectrum.
And also, would that also necessitate you to kind of hike your production capacity, which you had indicated
Yes,
earlier?
yes.
Have you identified the location for the new plant as well?
Yeah. So the existing line that we have, which operationalized for 5,000, that can easily go to 8,000. So that's something we'll get on as the new launches come out as well. But beyond that, the new IQ portfolio, which we put out in August, that will come through the brownfield we're doing in Chakan, which should give us about 20,000 more per month, which is 240,000 capacity annual there in the brownfield facility. And beyond that, we're looking at some greenfield facilities for larger capacity. That's beyond the next 3 years. About 2.5 to 3 years is when we'll get there.
Okay. And Igatpuri is one of the potential locations that you had.
No, Igatpuri is a piece of land. We have put an expression of interest with the government. It's a smaller piece of land, but there are multiple uses we have in mind for that. That necessarily may not be the greenfield facility for production itself, but that's definitely something we've expressed interest with the government.
Okay. And BEV, the in-globe platform and the global part is you are yet to play that role. South Africa has been one of the key overseas market for your overall portfolio. Yeah. And UK, you have mentioned that is specifically BEVs. So which one will be the first for you, and how soon can that happen?
Yeah, so definitely BEVs, like you said, was planned with global expansion. And UK is something is on the horizon for us. 18 to 24 months we are thinking about as the UK launch. The FTA helps from now. So the UK FTA is definitely something which helps us in that journey as well. And we'll see as it goes on whether South Africa and Australia come before or after, but UK is definitely on the horizon for us with this.
So UK will be first for your global
That's the plan at this point in time.
And on the E20 side, there are a lot of discussions, concerns, myths, realities. So to allay such, to kind of keep the consumer in mind, are you kind of planning any kind of communication to the consumer to educate them, to make them aware of the pros and perhaps some cons of E20?
Yeah. That's a good question. So we definitely have a lot of questions coming in. So we will be putting out an advisory shortly, overall giving the full answer. But just since I have the opportunity to talk about it, our vehicles, irrespective of when the vehicle was manufactured, are safe to drive with E20. And so customers can drive the vehicle, and even the vehicles which are prior to 1st April 2023. Okay. They're safe to be driven with E20. So you can drive it without worry to that extent. What has happened is from April 1st, 2025, these vehicles are calibrated for E20. So the performance is calibrated for E20 to the
But the
extent.
material compliance was from it.
Material compliance has been there from before as well. So there's not a problem.
But pre-23 also you are saying that
vehicles
no
are
problem.
safe.
But there will be some kind of compromise in terms of maybe performance or fuel efficiency.
Since the vehicles are not calibrated for that, they calibrated for 100% petrol. You might see a degradation in terms of performance or fuel, but that really depends on your driving behavior and the kind of traffic conditions you're in. So hard to differentiate one from the other, but they're not calibrated for E20 fuel.
Okay, but the pre-23 vehicles, which are also not material compliant, could there be some more this thing in terms of kind of compensation by the customer in terms of, let's say, the challenges in terms of, let's say, material degradation or something like that?
So we have no concerns at this point, and we will honor the warranty of these products as well, which are produced before 2023.
So the warranty stays intact.
Warranty stays intact.
Okay, that's a clear message to the consumer. I'm sure it will give them a lot of peace of mind. So on that note, Nal, always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you.